Welcome members to another weekly market update on April the 9th, Sunday after the market closed on April the 7th. As always, please watch the other video that accompanies this that talks about the overall market conditions, short term and long term, because this is where we home in on some individual trades, which is which is a privilege for members only. Let's tune in with some past trades here. Last week I talked about Caterpillar, how it was on this nice support line here as it collided with an upwards moving average. And there it is, and we saw that bounce nicely, virtually straight after I mentioned it. Actually on Monday, looks like it went down a bit. But right on support still, so giving us a nice entry point, and at around 92, and it's gone up to 95 cents. So that's a nice one there. The stop loss still as before, it's if it breaks that support line, and we will watch that one ride higher hopefully. CLF. This one is just hanging in there on support, but now provides perhaps an even nicer entry point, because it's getting ever closer to that time where it's going to have to make its mind up as it collides with this rising moving average. Still very much on support at $8 there. Just as same as before. What else do we have here? I always keep an eye on the gold and the gold miners, but nothing interesting really happening there yet. In fact, gold itself, the metal, is kind of at one of those inflection points again. Not that it's paid any much attention to its 40-week day moving average anyway, so not a lot to go on there. We want to see some decisive action there from gold. If you look at the daily, it's a bit more clearer though. You can see it's really trying to bounce up against that 40-week line there. And if we saw that get up there about 121, gold might be off again. But there's now a distinct resistance line. Remember, resistance is the ceiling, and we've got a real line there at 119.60-ish. So any daily close above that could be interesting. So we'll keep an eye on that. Some individual stocks that are interesting right now. URE, I think I've mentioned that one before. What a beautifully tidy weekly chart that is. How it gets below the 40-week and stays below, and gets above and stays above, hopefully, which is what it's doing right now. And uranium obviously is an ominously hot thing right now, pardon the pun, and with tensions are accelerating in the world, and military build-ups and so on, and uranium is obviously going to benefit. So the fundamentals make sense. The chart makes a lot of sense. Talk about a penny stock that's got a lot of upwards. It was up for $40 and higher before, and it's now just at 190. So what a beautifully disciplined chart. What a very cheaply priced stock it is. We see this on the daily here, that very, very tight little channel there, bouncing off 1.77. That's a stop. I would get into there, and that's a stop below this 40-week line, the 200-day line, so to speak there. So that's nice. Let's look at, I'm just checking out a few. Again, I think aloud when I'm doing this, so you can kind of hear my thoughts. It's not rehearsed or scripted. And there's some things I was looking at, and I would like to check them out now, right in front of you. UNT, you can see why I was attracted, hopefully. Got a very disciplined chart, rising upwards, a bit of a correction here and bouncing off of it again. The 40 weeks flattened out a little bit. Let's see what the daily is like. We see that bounce and going up. It's okay, but it's what's good about it is, again, is that disciplined chart, and it's staying above it and it's bouncing off it. So at the very least is a tight stop loss there. It's bounced up already a bit though, but so see if I can find something better. Another one I was looking at is XME. This is a lot healthier. Look at that 40-week line, a lot more sprightly. And again, we've got an orderly chart. It gets below, it stays below. It gets above, it stays above. And right now is fortuitous because it's allowing us that nice tight little entry point as that channel collides with the rising average. So let's look at the daily XME, and there we see that you can see that support line. It's clearly bouncing off around 29.70. That's not a bad entry point there. I would be looking at entering at around 30 with a stop loss around 28, something like that. Maybe 28.50. Again, bear in mind that I'm in terms of like those real slam dunk make I'm a millionaire trades. I'm waiting. All these trades are not like ideal because the overall market conditions have kind of run away with it, and it needs to correct. Once this thing corrects, there's going to be so many nice choices there. Really, because I'm not going to take the risk of the market going against me in a short fashion. So I want the trend has gone on a bit too long. I think to be going for what I would call real, that's like a dead cert. I like this aggressive RSI in this one heading upwards there. You could argue that get in 30, 31, something around here, because it's still definitely in that area. GMLP. Hopefully you're seeing a pattern here. We've got an orderly chart. It's respecting its 40 week, and it's now coming into a point where it's like we're getting to collide with that. Let's see what the daily is like. And yeah, not bad at all. There's something on this chart I don't really care for though, and perhaps you can see what it is. If you look at the bottom there, see these big red spikes there. There's a lot of selling going on that, so that's turned me off. But I think we've got a nice one there with URRE and XME. So as well as other things that we've got open with CAT and CLF. So let's also check in on CF, and that's still again providing a nice entry point. It's just looked like what's hopefully just a big pullback, and then it's just struggling to get away again, but that's a tight entry point with a big upside, which is really all I care about. Okay, that's all for now, and I will speak to you next time.